going on, Blue Chips? I figured out the problem, and I know why I'm in my funk. But real quick, let's go into what we got today. No is a complete sentence. Don't be afraid to use it. So, yeah, no. I know. Different kind of no. What the problem was. You guys ready for this? I know exactly what the issue was. I just hadn't had balls in my mouth for quite some time. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, we went there. Let's get some balls in our mouth. That was probably a little cringe, but hey, sometimes you gotta have fun. What's up, Knives? Good morning. In a little bit of a funk recently. We're gonna try to snap out of it. I went back and watched my own video and stream yesterday, and I just started to realize, one of my things lately has been I'm trying to take more trades. So by trying to take more trades, I realized that, like yesterday, I attempted to take CYH. Pick it up. So days like yesterday, trying to take more trades, I realized that I tried to take a trade like CYH, and in doing so, I was forcing a trade that I wouldn't normally take, where in the past, I would have just sat on my hands. So that's the first thing that I realized from yesterday. Number two was really just, I'm not 100% focused, right? I just need to realize that I need to focus a little bit more when possible, especially when I'm in a trade. This is going to sound really bad, but I've been giving almost too much focus to the kiddo, where in the past when I was trading well while he was around, when I was in a trade, I would, kind of just make sure he's alive and doing his own thing. Whereas lately, I've realized that I've been more concentrated on him than I have been trading. So a lot of people will tell you need to be 100% focused. And the fact that I probably wasn't even 50% focused is probably part of the reason why I haven't been disciplined enough to not take some of these trades that I've been taking, because a lot of the trades I've been taking I wouldn't normally take. So I need to realize that and stop taking them, right? In my head, they might be right or right out trades, stuff like that, but I'm not in a position, and that is not my strategy, to take those types of trades. I am looking for the intense moves, and yeah. So I need to start concentrating on those a bit more. Brad, what's going on, man? Hasn't been that long. It's been like a week. But, yeah, so actually I was on time this morning, and then like right before I was about to go live, the little one wanted to throw something away. So it was a paper towel. So that was why I didn't make it right on time. So we're going to unlock these montages real quick. My kiddo. Yeah, so this morning I woke up to my alarm going off. My alarm. Wait a minute. Okay. My alarm started going off because last night I made some scripts on if this, then that for my alarm system, so that on my Stream Deck, when at night I can go in and just click a button, it'll set my alarm, turn my lights off, all that good stuff. And it was working last night. So I sat there and messed with it. I tested everything and it worked. Well, I woke up this morning to the wife opening the door to let the dogs out because she gets up before me. And she was like, I hit standby. I don't know why it's not working. And so, yeah, the alarm was going off. I had to find the remote because usually I just go on the app and turn it off, but that wasn't nothing was working. If you click it, it was just giving us an error saying it's not connected. Obviously, the buttons for if this then that weren't working. I tried to log into the account. That wasn't working. And then finally, I just said, okay, let's find the remote real quick and turn it off. There is a hard, if you unplug it, it's battery, so it would still go off. And I think the length was set to like 10 minutes to go off. So the kids surprisingly didn't wake up as it was going off, though. But it's pretty loud, too. Must have been having some good dreams. Jeff, what's up? Thomas, what's up, man? So, yeah, that was an interesting morning, and that's why I grabbed the balls this morning. I was like, yeah, I'm going to need this because that was at 5:30, and I've been up since trying to figure this out. I ended up sending off a support ticket to the alarm company, and yeah, we'll go from there, I guess. But it's a little frustrating because everything was working last night, and then all of a sudden I wake up this morning and no go. So a little upset that I had to deal with that pretty much all morning. But hopefully we get it fixed, and I'll at least have it working by tonight. We shall see. So scrolling through here, NCMI, like absolutely no volume here. Decent little gap up, probably on earnings. Looking at the daily. Let's scroll over to this because in the pre-market, it's beneficial to see the daily. I don't really see anything up until that 11 area, it looks like. Yep, so right at 11. So we'll see. We'll put this on one of the extra charts. See if it wants to run. Let's see what else we got here. I ordered a new monitor, by the way. It should be, hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, but I think it said it could be up until like next Wednesday because it was an Amazon warehouse deal. So EHTH. Let's see, I think we have shares on this. This is the one that was crazy yesterday, wasn't it? Let me see. No, just, oh, that's right. I saw this yesterday after hours because of earnings. Okay. But yeah, I'm hoping I can just slide these monitors up because I have the 4 monitors now, and then I can put this one right underneath it. That's the idea. It's a nicer monitor that I would like to use as my main monitor, and I'm hoping I can keep the other 4 monitors because that would just be amazing. So I'll have 5 total monitors, but the monitor I just got is kind of equivalent to 2 monitors in one. It's one of the ultra wide monitors. So hopefully it'll increase my ability to see charts, keep everything up without having to like really do anything crazy. But at the same time, I'll also have a really nice main monitor. Nicholas, what's going on, man? Good morning. Hopefully you're not missing school this morning. DBX looks like it had earnings, and then it's going back up. It's actually right at where it peaked out at earnings, so this is definitely looking like a long play. I'll put this up on my bottom screen. Be careful with, what did I just get rid of? BXRX. Let's take a look at it. The reason I say be careful is because it's easy to borrow, and it's an 8 mil float stock. And this thing has already went up to 11, back down to 10. So it's floating right under 10 right now. If this thing, it's going to trap. It's probably going to trap both, right? It's going to be one of them ones where it just traps longs, it traps shorts, and it's going to pick a direction, and it's just going to be all over the place. Easy to borrow stocks that are also low floats are just scary. I would almost recommend, if anything, when you see this, when you see an easy to borrow stock and it's a low float, I would preliminarily be long biased, just because they tend to, you get the newbies in there that are like, oh, I want to short. I can finally short a low float. And then they get in there and they start getting squeezed, and then they start a bigger squeeze and all that good stuff. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you are here, I see 11 of you here. I only see 1 like. Hit that like button if you don't mind. I would appreciate it because then maybe more people will come in and join the stream. I don't like make anything off of that, but I think it does kind of help push the stream out there a little bit. So if you guys like what you're seeing, let's see if we can get some more people in here to watch, right? All right, so let's keep scrolling through. I hate being that person. I'm just not the person that like pushes that kind of stuff. I always feel awkward doing it. I really do. That's why that's why I'm not a salesman. NCMI is up 15.6%. Really not much volume there. What's going on, marketing? How we doing this morning? Oh, crap. There's the bell. All right, so I'm going to keep NCMI up here. I got DBX down the bottom, and I have NCMI is the other one I had up over here. Okay, so we already had that one up. Let's see, SFM right off the scanner right away. This thing is running. Float on this is 117. Interesting. Got some resistance up there at 20. This is on earnings, so we'll see if it can go a little bit higher here. DBX is also running on earnings. We're gonna be a little bit more cautious. Sorry, I put the one back on with scanners. Just be a little bit more cautious with these, because if you remember yesterday, we got stuck in, or not yesterday, when EMPH did the same exact thing. Here we go with DBX. I was about to jump in DBX, and that thing just rocketed down. And right back up. And right back down. Holy smokes, the spread on this isn't very good. Alright, looking to start SFM here. Oh, horrible fill there. Ended up with 1901 as our fill. I hit it when it was at 1913, I think, when or at least that's what I thought I saw as I hit it. It might have been like 1911, but it dropped right as we hit it. Still watching DBX as well. NCMI is not really doing anything. Also have MIK up. Might not get much out of this one. We only got a starter here. If it wants to drop down to 55 real quick, we're just going to take it even though it's just a starter. Didn't really get the build into this one. Man, DBX was a nice one. I was watching MIK over here, but it didn't really get extended. See if we can get that flush to 55. Almost on the bid. Ass didn't really come down. Alright, we're just going to take it off there. Just a starter position, and of course we would have probably got the fill right there. So it's no big deal. It kind of popped right off 50. Man, I hate myself sometimes. It's okay. Let's move on. Looking at ego here. Ooh, that's too big. 50 cents. We can get this pop through 850 a little bit. All right, we're gonna jump in. I think we got 850 exact. It was coming back down. Still watching MIK. Looking at the daily, we would probably risk off a 9 here on EGO. I'm going to get an add in here. It struggled twice there. So we'll be half size. Looking for about like 30-ish. Put the order out at 35. See if it wants to give it to us. All right, we're going back up here. Let's try 50. What did it try there? 58. So it did try to go high day for a second there. Man, that drop on MIK. Dang. I wanted that to pop through 6 on MIK. We didn't quite get it. The CENX, that's the range is kind of weird on that one. Dang, I thought I hit that at 852 or 850 as well, but it gave me 848 on that second fill. See what it's trying to go high day again. Got room for one more ad here if it wants to. We should still be able to risk off a 9 for the most part. There it goes, high of day. Dang, and then CENX popped right back. Okay, dang. Dang, they called LL out in the chat. I have no shares there. All right, we're going to get our ad there. That's a huge order, and of course it's looking like it might want to go right through. Sitting there at 72. I thought it was at 70, but I guess not. We took it at 69. We're just going to kind of be patient with it here. 859 is our average. We'll see what it does if we can get back down to 850. We're going to actually look to take off at least half. We're not going to make that mistake again. 59. And then we'll put another one down here just in case we get like the quick flush. Just put it somewhere. Still looking around here as well. SFM is kind of giving us some sloppy seconds. It's eating away at that 72 order. Yeah, I'm not liking that. We'll see what it does here. That was a big order to eat through. We'll see if it kind of fakes out or not. We're going to let it set its top here and try to pull back. And then we're probably going to look to cut this thing because this thing is just moving. Right over 9 would be our max loss. It's definitely not really giving us the move that we're looking for. Just gonna be patient with it here. Watching SFM, I'm actually gonna move the chart here, or we can just go full screen because I'm looking at SFM here as well. What the heck just happened there? Why is my hot button not working over here? It just brought up another montage. Oh, maybe because I wasn't on it? No, I don't know what that's doing. Crap. Let's see if we can do some quick math here. All right, ego still climbing here. It's definitely not the trade we were looking for at this point. trying to kind of let it breathe, be patient with it. Here we go, headed up towards 9. I guess the only thing I could have messed up on here was trying to get the max size by getting too greedy there. I want to give this room to pop through 9 if it does. So I'm looking at my unrealized, looking at my max loss area. I feel like right now it's almost like a magnet. We're 15 cents away. That would put us right at like 45. So yeah, it would give us enough to let it pop through 9 to see what it does, but maybe we'll just try to be more patient with it. Or we could look to just add here. No, it dropped too far at this point. Just have to try to be a little bit more patient with it. Dang it, and I missed SFM sloppy seconds. I should have been in that one. I was too concentrated up here on ego. It's not. It's RSI marketing. Which green line are you talking about, Knives? The top green line is high of day. This one is yesterday's high of day. What's wrong, Ben? Should have been in SFM for the sloppy seconds there. That was my fault. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here messing with ego. What's wrong, Ben? He annoys me when he does. It's like he wants me to do something, but then I try to do it, and then he acts like he doesn't want me to do that. I don't understand. It's so frustrating with SFM. Yeah. The solid green line is just current high of day. All right, we're gonna get an ad here, and we're just gonna use 9 as our stop. Of course, as I hit, it looks like it's going down, and then it decides to shoot up on us. Yeah, because now it's actually going to be over our max loss now. All right, well, we'll put it in. It's probably going to pop through 9, fake us out, and then go back down. Like, I know how this works, but unfortunately, we kind of started this early and put ourselves in this position, so. Of course, it couldn't pop up through 90. It had to fake us out there for a second. People buying the dip. I'm just good. I'm doing really good lately. I missed your intro. Are you short or long biased? I'm definitely short biased, yeah. But as you can tell lately in this bull market, it is not the right thing to be. Yeah, this one's going to hurt just a little bit more than I wanted it to. It's not that much of a max loss, but it is over, which I don't like. And it just seems like a magnet at this point. And I feel like it's just going to poke through and get us. That's what it feels like. I've seen this happen so many different times. I keep getting in these stocks that just turn into grinders. I can't seem to jump in the right ones. There it goes. I feel like it's just inevitable. And there's nothing else going on right now, so I'm just sitting here staring into what's going to be my loser. Yeah, Boyts, I probably am a little bit too short bias, and there we go. It literally poked through and then went right back under, but we'll see what it does. So we ended up losing 66 bucks there, and we wanted our max loss to be 50. I don't know why I didn't stick to my plan of just letting it ride without adding to it, but I was trying to bring my average up a little bit, and that just goes to show you why you don't do that. And this is exactly what I thought it would do. It literally got to a high of 902, which is the fill we got. We actually got 902 as our fill. We didn't even get 901, so that's awesome. Starting to think I might have to take a couple days off or something. I'm definitely, obviously, not doing something right. And believe it or not, this is actually doing this move. And go look at the SPY. The SPY is actually getting crushed right now. SFM, I am so mad at myself. I should have been in SFM. I think I'm more mad about SFM than I am about losing here on EGO. Like 916 on the daily here on EGO. I'm wondering if I want to try this one more time. No, I do this too often. I do like this move though. All right, we're gonna try it. I just went small. I'm not like looking to make my money back or anything here. This is gonna be kind of a right or right out trade. We're just gonna use that as the top, 919. See if we can't get back under 9. I mean, that was probably one of the quickest moves since open. That's kind of why I liked it. Stronger the move, the weaker the trend is the thought. It's a new trade, right? It's a new hand. That's kind of what I was looking at. I got out of that trade. I folded that hand. I was dealt a new hand, and that's what I'm trading. It might look like a revenge trade, whatever, but it's not, I promise. But we are going to set our stop. Let's see if this works right now. All right, so at least that's working. Did this save as the one? So this would actually be 2-1 on our money if we get back down to 889. But I'm really just kind of seeing if we can get through 9 first, and we'll go from there. Wish I would have took a little, like, I wish I would have went with the 100 shares, because then I could have took half here. See if we can't get the move. I'm just seeing if we can get the breakthrough 9. Yeah, that's what I was looking at on the daily. That's kind of why I was interested in this. But if something doesn't want to drop, it's not going to drop. That's for sure. Now, yeah, this was a starter. It just kind of felt like the top after an intense move right off the bell. So that was why we got in. And we actually added because it felt like it was done. And then we were wrong. And it just ripped. And then it just hasn't pulled back since then. And as you can see, we thought it formed a top here at 890, trying to use 9 as a resistance. So we got in looking for one more add, and then when it broke 9, that's when we decided that we were done, because it obviously wasn't done. It was looking to continue. So that was kind of how we got stuck in that situation. We need to get this break at 9, and I feel like we'll get a decent little pullback. Yeah, Vincenzo, you missed the balls. You can replay it, though. Just scroll back. It was actually a really good intro. Yeah, I was more so getting in, looking for the 50 pop to be, because it's a common thing that you see it go through a $half or a whole dollar and then retrace back through. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case this time. And then I was trying to use the whole dollar as my final line in the sand there, and unfortunately, it just didn't work. I've just been on a pretty bad streak of finding these grindy type stocks lately, so here we go. We're finally actually testing 9. We only got the 901 last time. Tons of support flowing in there. Constantine, that a boy. At least somebody got the sloppy seconds. Constantine got it on SFM. This isn't exactly the push down. I was looking for a bigger push there. I'm gonna move the stop down here now, right above this pivot area. If we can get down into the 890s, I'm gonna move it down to 901, or the 880s. I mean. I like keeping that cover order in there just in case we get a quick wash, because a lot of times you'll miss it and it'll bounce right back up. So I like keeping it in there, but I will continue to move my stop down. All right, I feel like we're low enough now. If we want to pop back over 9, then we'll just get out of it. So now it's a winner. See if we can't just ride this down a little bit more. So proud of Constantine, man. You know, that's an awesome looking chart. Topped it on the first one, and then pretty much topped the sloppy seconds too. The chart looks amazing. Just to show you guys real quick, look at that chart. Top down, exactly how it's supposed to look. Poopies. All right, coming up, testing 9 again. There we go. We're on the ask. And we got stopped out. It's so annoying that we don't get stopped out right away, but it is what it is. So we'll take the small winner there. It'll bring down our loss just a fraction. Got closer to the max loss there. Camden, stop. It's not funny. It hurts their ears. Yeah, that hurts their ears. I know because I've listened back. I've listened to it back. Knives, I would love to take profit at VWAP. Do you know what irritates people? The springs and that. They're the two things on this stand that irritate people, and they're the two things that you try to play with. Stop. No. No, no. You have all these toys, and all you want is what I have. Yeah, I would love to take profit at VWAP, but unfortunately, VWAP is not a thing lately. Doesn't seem to like to go to VWAP. This is kind of obviously looking like it's turning into a grinder anyway, so that'll be my last trade here on Ego, unless for some reason it rips again. All right, I held him long enough. He went away. And if it wants to continue down from here, then oh well, we got shaken out. It is what it is. CYH is literally just doing what it did yesterday. Yeah, see, look at that. There's that flash that I was talking about. It only got to 885, so we wouldn't have got a fill there anyway, but that's what we were looking for before, and we didn't quite get it. Of course, it shook us out, right? 904, 905 is as high as it got. At least that time we got our 901 fill. What's irritating? Oh, I play with him enough, trust me. Once I get off it here, I'm with him the rest of the day, minus his nap. So he'll survive. All right, so we're not interested in Ego anymore. Stop looking at it. VSTM. Isn't that what just popped up? No? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. BE. It's on SSR. NCMI. No. Camden, I said no. NCMI was the one we were looking at earlier. We were looking for this thing to run at the bell, but it didn't. So sad about SFM. This thing gave us the perfect sloppy seconds. I just took my eye off of it for a second as it was going into this candle, and then I looked back and it was already back down at VWAP. A little frustrating. Wish I would have just stuck to SFM this morning. That would have been a good one. Unfortunately, there was nothing I could do as far as getting an add to it. This thing pretty much dropped right away. His tablet got like really loud. He must have figured out how to turn the sound on. Yeah, LL was another one I wanted to play, but we didn't have no shares. A little frustrating. Yeah, the one on SFM is a little frustrating. I would have loved to have I would have loved to partake in that trade. That's classic sloppy seconds there. Just I took my eye off of it for a second. I'm still trying to multitask and a little too much. I swear, my focus. I just talked about it this morning. My focus is just not 100% here. If you guys like seeing me nice and miserable, hit that like button. I know you guys do, so I appreciate the support regardless. I also think I fixed it. I know we had somebody subscribe during the stream yesterday. For some reason, it didn't go through. I'm pretty sure I fixed that too. Just not a good week for us. Not a good week at all. Don't forget, too, if you want your last little dose of the stock market, we're going to be going live tonight, 10:30 Eastern. So I'm definitely going to be talking about attempts to get out of a funk. I'm going to do a little bit of research and just kind of see, if it's me, if the market's just not aligning with my strategy right now. Like playing SFM, it obviously worked. Like trades like SFM, you wish that it would have kept going a little bit more, right? So you could get the ad at 1950 and then get this dump. Like that's what you want. So I didn't play Ego really any differently than I did SFM. It just so happens that Ego is the one that didn't work out. And unfortunately, we didn't get the ad here on SFM at all. So smaller winner on SFM, bigger loser on Ego because we got to max size. Well, actually, a little bit bigger because I decided to add because I was trying to get crafty with it when I shouldn't have been because I was too close to the max loss over that key area of 9. And I mean, I guess in hindsight, you can say I started it early, but when we got in, it did drop a little bit, right? It did drop down to 843. Our first entry was at 850, so we weren't wrong, and we actually ended up adding at 848 because it popped back up and it started to drop back down again because it looked like it was going to be a double 850 fail. So that was the premise. So when it gave us that big pop through, okay, we were still nice and extended, but look at this thing. It just kept on going, right? That's exactly what pretty much all week has been, is just dealing with these stocks that just keep going. And it's just unfortunate. I mean, look, even on this pullback, it never got below that big sell-off flush right there of 885. Now it's just grinding back up. Never even came close to VWAP. And it's that kind of week, it seems. And I don't really know what to think about it, but definitely need to kind of figure out what we're doing. And tonight we can talk about it and try to move forward as best as we can. And yeah, that's all I have for as far as what the live stream is going to be about tonight. Just going to sit here and see if the scanners want to give us anything else to play. Thomas actually just posted a chart on both Ego and SFM, and he actually just gave me a solid idea. Oh, see, he got the nice weight on Ego. But he gave me an idea, which, by the way, that was in the Discord. I'll link the Discord if you guys are interested in joining up there. But if I'm going to, let's go back to Ego real quick. If I'm going to get an ad, you guys can't see it here, but there's two triangles here. There's one at 850 and one at 848, which let me bring this down. I'll show you. So the first entrance was there at 850. The second entry was at 848. So there's two triangles. I mean, you can kind of see it, but if I'm going to do that, I need to do what Thomas did. I need to get full size right there. I can't just add and get half size, because if I'm right and it starts to drop, I'm not going to want to add on the way down, right? That makes no sense. So I need to get full size immediately and try to ride that thing down, right? And then that way I'm full size, I'm getting the best bang for my buck. Because if I only get half size, my winners are going to be smaller than if it does go against me and I end up getting full size and taking the max loss, which I did in this case, right? It makes no sense. Plus, if I feel like that's the top, 857, 858, whatever it was, I can then, if it goes back up there, just cut it, right? And it would be a smaller loser, right? That's simple. Light bulb. Thank you, Thomas. I'm going to write that one down so I don't forget it for later. No half size on add via the move back down. Get full size. Cut hive day. Boom. Love it. Light bulb moment, guys. Sometimes this is why we're a community. This is why I love having the Discord. This is why I love talking to you guys, because without seeing Thomas post his chart, I would have never just had that light bulb moment to make me realize that I was doing something that made no sense. I mean, it makes no sense. And when you really just do the math in your head really quick, it makes you realize that it makes no sense. Why would I only want to have half size for my winners, but full size for my losers? Makes no sense. Yes, Camden. Seeing if anything else wants to go. What was the low floater from this morning? BX something? BX? Let's see if I can find it. BXRX. So this actually ended up just continuing to fade, at least for now. It'll trap some longs here. Not gonna lie, every part of me wants to take like a small long position here, because this is double support. Could look to ride up. It's a lower float, squeeze out some of the shares. Really, you should have been in down here, like 920 area. It's literally using the clothes from yesterday. Red, I guess that would be the red to green. So I said this curl right here is where you would want to be in 920 area. I feel like it's a little too high now. Double bottom here. That's your risk off. And then, I mean, this thing has plenty of room. You know there's tons of shorts in here. It was easy to borrow. It's a lower float. If I had to guess, it's gonna squeeze. I'm just watching this, guys. This is I'm not actually gonna trade it. I don't even know why. I put that in there because I was gonna take a paper trade, but I'm not even gonna do that. We'll just watch it. But that's my theory behind this. It's not my strategy. Again, I just talked about not being disciplined, so I'm not even going to bother paper trading it. But this is something that I've seen just from trading so often with these lower floats is you get this support area formed, you start to curl, you have this pivot area right here. I do that so often. Right there. So right over 950. So if this thing just starts to curl up, it past that 950, all these shorts that were in here are going to start to be like, okay, I don't think we're dropping through that $9 area. Where it's time to start covering, and it creates a squeeze. And that's how these things end up getting halted, because it's a low float, and these things just tend to skyrocket really quickly. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's my thought process. We'll see if it actually happens. And it'll just go to show you that screen time and seeing these not patterns per se. I mean, I guess it is kind of a pattern. But seeing this over and over again in the future, if you do want to play something like this, you know the odds of it happening are pretty good because you've seen it happen so many times. So we shall see if that's what it wants to do. It's been stuck here at 940, though. Wonder if there's a hidden seller there. Yeah, it's Camden. Mama. Mama's at work. Mama. Hey, Mama's at work. Ego finally broke. Yeah, of course it did. Oh, it broke up. Interesting. $970 is really the next area. Did that get through 950? It went right to 950. I'd actually be interested in this if it wants to get through. Let me switch charts here. BXRX. I went to the daily again. That was kind of the next line was 973. I would like to see this kind of stop right here and just keep going. Yeah, you said you were going to long Ego, didn't you? There we go. Let's see if we can get a push up through 950 here. Right over 10 is the big one, so let's see if we can size into this one correctly if we do get that pop. This kid is Godzilla. It's not it's actually pretty crazy because I'm going to sit here and say that's not enough of an extension, but it's almost the biggest candle today. What did you do? Why did you bang it over and over again? You bang it over and over again. Daddy needs a hot glue. Hopefully that was all of them. Yeah, like I was saying, it's crazy because I got in thinking that this was a big extension candle, but this did consolidate for a little bit, so it's really not that extended, even though it looks like it's more extended than this was. But I was also risking off of a daily level right here as well. Well, you also said you were going to get long if it dropped back down to 840, which it never did. Or was that? Oh, no, that was Boyd's. It's kind of getting stuffed here. Dang it. I was going to jump in there looking for the flush back down towards this previous resistance. It's kind of getting rejected, but I kind of want to wait for the 950 anyway. As you can see, it did pop right back up. I feel like it's going to be a magnet because it did get right to it, and it got bought up here. It's trying to get shoved down. Let's get our order ready for if it goes through. I don't think it'll get this high, but we'll put an order out there. I mean, we kind of want it to go through this area. Why is it not letting me put the order? I don't know why my other thing wasn't working earlier either. It made no sense. What were we saying? 961. Oh, it's... What? It never did that before. But, okay. Usually doesn't make you hit that. Just cancel like that. It's... Looks like it's going to try to form like some kind of a bull flag here. Or ascending triangle. So we'll kind of let it play out. We'll look closer to that 973. Okay. Okay, I heard you. Come on. And oh, it tried to drop again, huh? I'm actually just curious if this button will load. See, it loads there. So weird. Why? I bet you it's because... Yeah, I bet you it's because that was highlighted down here earlier. By the way, BXRX is attempting to squeeze here. It got to 945 last time, had a little bit of a pullback, made a higher low. So now it kind of feels like a descending triangle here on Ego. Right? Kind of keeps getting shoved down. Makes you wonder if they're just trying to trap some shorts here. Peppa.
George catches a cold.
Today it is raining a little bit.
Peppa, George, put your raincoats on.
When it rains, Peppa and George must wear their raincoats.
So it's starting to look like it's a descending triangle, but a little bit bigger. Bottom 928, 930, 931. So 930 is the key level.
Catch a cold. Why? George, do you want to play in the garden? Then keep your hat on. Come on, George.
Peppa and George are going to jump in muddy puddles.
It's kind of in some chop here.
George does not want to wear his rain hat.
George.
Come inside. The rain's too heavy to play in now.
Oh, George, where's your hat?
George has caught a cold.
Oh, poor little George. You don't sound well.
Sorry, Dr. Brown Bear. Dr. Brown Bear speaking. I see. Put George to bed, and I'll be straight round. Thank you, Dr. Brown Bear. Goodbye.
Will George be taken to hospital?
And that's how you call out a trade and not take it and watch it win.
So George is not really properly ill. That's disgusting.
The fear of being wrong.
Straight to bed.
It's something I am struggling with right now. Every hand is different, Tim. Every hand is different, yet I keep remembering previous hands. And look at it go.
Why?
Because you have to keep.
Why?
Deep breath.
Brown Bear says.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
Where's my patient? Open wide and say,
George is a little bit worried.
Peppa, you're big and brave. Can you show
This is about that time where you realize it's time it's time to call it a day. Because when you see a trade and you don't take it,
But he can have some nice warm milk
I
at bedtime to help him sleep.
I'm a little speechless. This is exactly what I did yesterday with whatever the ticker was. I PENN. I saw it was the perfect setup. I mean, this is a textbook descending triangle. Right after a intense move. It's one of the more high percentage plays, and it's a set risk play, right? I had my set risk. It was $15, 15 cents if I used 100 shares, right? And then that's what I would have made. And I could have risked more, right? If I was risking my max $50 per trade. And that's the other problem. Because I lost, see, I'm in like this protect mode right now. I'm obviously in some kind of a downswing, and instead of me risking the same every single trade, I was thinking about only risking 25% of my max risk. So how does that make sense if I'm willing to risk my max amount over here, but then not again over here? Like, it's just it's definitely a mental thing. And I think that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about ways to get out of a funk, and we're going to talk about the mentality behind trading. I'm going to go listen to Mark Douglas the rest of the day. And yeah, I definitely need to get out of my own head. I am in my head right now, big time. Definitely in my head. Yeah, Knives, you're right. It is okay to not trade anymore and walk away. It's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of watching this. I mean, we already would have been out of this. It already hit our 1-to-1. That's all you're looking for descending triangles is 1-to-1. We actually would have made more than 1-to-1 if we waited till now. So we would have been in at, what, 36? That's when I was contemplating on hitting the button, but apparently scared myself out of it. I know the first step is admitting it to myself, and I can sit here and admit it to myself over and over again, but I can't seem to fix the issue. I can't seem to, and it has nothing to do with the money. It really doesn't. It's not the fear of losing the money. It's the fear of being wrong. That is my issue. I am such a person throughout my life that loves to be right about everything, even though I know I'm not always. I'm pretty good at admitting when I'm wrong, but for some reason, when it comes to this, I have a hard time admitting when I'm wrong. I mean, you guys see me, like, I've been doing well with my cuts, and I've been sticking to my plan and all that good stuff. But when it comes to just getting into some trades, for some reason, I just don't hit the button because I don't want to be wrong, right? I don't want to hit the button and then it go against me, and I'm like, oh, I'm wrong again. Like, I don't know. That part of my brain is just not flipping the switch. I keep saying there's a switch in there, and I'm literally in a room right now, pitch dark, wandering around. It's a huge room, and I'm looking for this light switch. It could be on the ceiling, it could be on the walls, it could be on the floor. I can't find it, right? I'm searching for that light switch, and I like to think that I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of what is it gonna take for me to find it. That's the goal right now. That is the goal. But I think with that said, guys, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe too. That way you'll know when I go live tonight if you want to stop by for your last dose of the stock market. But I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go play with the kid. I'm just going to try to clear my head. We're going to have a good talk tonight. And I might even be looking, I'm debating, if we can get up to 30, if we can get over 30 people on the stream at one time, I'm going to give away some balls. I'm going to do it. But we got to have at least 30 people there. So we usually have somewhere around like 20, 25. So if we can get up over 30, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give somebody one of these. Or we'll actually, I'll probably do two. It wouldn't make much sense to just give you one. So come join us tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little post notification bell so you'll know when I do go live or post a new video, which I'm going to obviously post a new video around lunchtime after I put the little one down. And if I don't see you tonight, have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday morning. And if I do see you tonight, I'll see you then. Peace.